Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Moyna Bass Fishes. I'm Jim Moyna, professional bass fisherman. In this video, we're going to talk about my third day of practice here at the 2024 MLF Toyota Series tournament on Toledo Bend Reservoir. I said Toledo Bend Lake before. I don't know if it was yesterday's video or on Facebook, something, and they got corrected. Toledo Bend Reservoir, not Toledo Bend Lake or Lake Toledo Bend. No, Toledo Bend Reservoir. All right, so I've had 2.5 days to practice now, and I am absolutely not winning practice. That's for sure. I've only got one good quality fish over 4 pounds in all that time. Several small fish. Like when I say small, I mean like 1 to 1.5 pounds. Several of that size. And I'm not like shaking them off. I'm like hooking everything, and that's what's coming on the boat, along with a few other miscellaneous rough fish. I've caught some sheep's head today. Caught another yellow bass, baby catfish. So we're getting a little bit of everything out here. Crappies. Man, I caught a huge white crappie today. Just a really big one. Beautiful fish. Probably was like, I don't know, 16 inches maybe. But it was big. Anyhow, so, man, I've been doing a lot of work with my Lowrance Active Target, trying to get that to go, and I'm catching a lot of spotted bass. I mean, a lot of spotted bass. And it doesn't matter if I'm up in 5 feet of water or if I'm out in 30 feet of water. I'm catching spotted bass, way more spotted bass than I am largemouth, way more. And spotted bass here are not a very significant fish. For whatever reason, the genetics of the spotted bass in this reservoir, these fish just are small spotted bass. You don't want to, I mean, they can count towards your catch, but if you got one of those in your limit of fish, you've had a bad day, because they're not going to, if you catch a 2-pounder, that's going to be a really big one. I don't know if I've even caught one 2 pounds yet, and I've caught quite a few of them things out here. So I'm catching a lot of those, and the largemouth, they're kind of being elusive. So I've got, I've got tomorrow, which I believe is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I got 3.5 more days to practice out here, and that's plenty of time. I should be able to get on something. If I can't get on something after another 3.5 days of practice, then wow, that would be bad, because this is a good lake. There's going to be multiple 20-pound catches. There may even be a 30-pound bag of fish out here. We'll see. So you got to be catching you got to be on a regular what am I trying to say? You have to be pulling in a 4-pounder every now and then throughout the day to actually feel like you're on something out here. And I've only got one in 2.5 days, so that ain't good. I've fished deep. I've fished, I've done a lot of active target looking, and I've done that deep. I've done it in the middle grounds, and I've done it even up shallow. And it's just, when I go shallow, I'm still catching the same size fish, little fish. And I don't really think they're bedded up very good. Maybe some of the spotted bass are bedded up, but where I've fished, it just doesn't really seem like the largemouths are ready to go on the beds. But that, maybe a week ago they were, but we had that front a few days ago, like right before my first practice day. A front came through, and this lake really hasn't had a chance to really heat up and bring in, since that front, to really bring in another wave of fish. And certainly not today, because today it was a rain event all day. At times it was raining heavy, at times it wasn't raining at all, and at other times it was just kind of in between rain. The wind would come up, you know, like as these little squalls would come through, the wind would come up and they would die, and then it would come up again and then it would die. So, but overall it was, you know, this lake's huge. Wind can really mess you up out here, and I'd have to say with today's conditions, the wind never was, you know, it was a nice day to fish out here, considering, you know, you can just get completely blown out of this lake. So, with that being said, tomorrow, what am I going to do tomorrow? I mean, I don't know. I was kind of hoping, you know, I'd like to find some clear water out here, but the places I've been so far, it's not that clear. But I'm going to be in several more areas in the next 3.5 days. And the reason why I want clear water is because if another wave of fish come in to spawn, it's supposed to be sunny during our tournament. You know, I want to be in that clear water. I want to see those fish. I want to cast the fish I'm looking at. But the water just ain't that clear, at least where I've been so far. So, anyhow, that's kind of the story so far. It's been a tough bite for me. I'm not winning practice at all. I'm way behind the curve, but we are eliminating things. Things are. We'll get this puzzle put together. You know, to at least where I'm catching some fish. I mean, I am catching fish. I caught a lot of spotted bass, as I said. And they were biting right at the end of the day when it started getting, a little, you know, it was cloudy, but when it started getting towards the first stages of, I don't want to say darkness, but the light level just started lowering as that sun got lower in the sky, which it was behind the clouds, but if you know what I mean, you just get a lower light level, and them spotted bass were going like insane. So anyhow, that's about all I got to really say. Everything's been working good on my equipment so far. Running these boat lanes out here is this is my first tournament I've ever fished out here, and running these boat lanes is a little worrisome because what I mean by boat lane is this lake, when they flooded it, they left a lot of the forest as is. So, and then they cut lanes for people to run their boats. Well, the forests are all the trees have now rotted off at the water line and fallen away, but you still have all the standing timber just below the water line, except in the boat lanes. So, and running the boat lanes is a little different, especially, boy, I almost fished too late today because I had a long run back here to Cypress Bend Park, and I thought I left with enough time, but man, by the time I got back here, I mean, it was basically dark, and you couldn't even see the markers for the boat lanes. You know, the last few miles coming back, I was like, I couldn't even see them. Barely. I mean, so I was going like 25 miles an hour at that point. All right, that's what I got to say for today. And tomorrow, I think there might be more rain on tap for tomorrow. I think we got, yeah, some more clouds and rain, and we're gonna have to catch them better tomorrow. So anyhow, hey, thanks for watching, and this one is over.